Good evening, KZFR. How's everyone doing tonight? Hopefully well. Welcome to the new year. This is a couple days in, and it's our first show of the new year, and I'm here with my co-host, Brandon.
Yes, welcome to 2018, everyone.
Jeez, man, that feels weird. 2018. We're almost in the 20s again. Think about it.
No.
Bring back all that fun music, all the swing dance and whatnot. I would be down for that, actually. Pretty confidently down. Well, this is Writing on Air, and as I said, this is going to be our first show of the new year, and I think we're going to start it off with hitting some repeats, some ones that I liked from last year, and then kicking it off strong after that. So, as always, we like to go over our ways to submit to the show and apply to the show, be on the show, all these things, because we are the frame and you guys are the picture. You guys provide the picture, which is the art, so to speak. You can email us at write.onair@gmail.com.
That is WRITE.onair@gmail.com. Please submit pieces. We love to read them.
Yes, submit pieces, be on the show. We've had many guest stars, including yourself, because you actually weren't a co-host for a while.
No.
You were a guest to start.
Well, I was 500 miles away, so I was
true.
just submitting pieces online every now and again.
That's true. You hadn't moved up yet, so yeah. So we have a Facebook page. We have a YouTube link that you can look us up at, all at Writing on Air. I think that's all the ways people can submit: Facebook, YouTube, email.
Well, they can't submit through Facebook or YouTube. Please,
yeah, they can.
Please submit to the email address.
The email is preferred. It's much easier for us to organize that. But you can submit through anywhere. I'll take them. I'll make it work. We need as many submissions as we can get. So for the new year, I'm hoping to kick it off strong and get some good submissions going in here. I think that's all for our announcements today.
Yeah, I don't think we have anything else.
Nothing else. So as I said earlier, we're going to go ahead and hit some of the pieces I liked last year, which is kind of a funny thing to say because I've really liked all the pieces last year.
Yeah, we like we say, we don't critique on the show, we comment.
Yeah.
And I don't think there's anything we've had on the show that we would say that we didn't like.
Yeah. And I someone mentioned to me as well, and I figured I'd bring this up. We just hit not just hit. I think a couple shows ago hit the one full year mark for this show. So it's been awesome. I don't know how else to say it. Thanks for all you people who've submitted and helped me out. And I'm hitting a few people that I've hit before on this show, this piece, I should say. I'm using the same pieces I've used before as a thank you. So thank you guys for this. I guess we'll get right into it. This first one is by A.E Kellogg. She's submitted many times before, many times when I have not had pieces she's submitted, so thank you for that. And it's called Net, so we'll get right into it. A spider on a silver web of cables, tangled cords, swaying in that cold white light, and stretching, waiting, poised. Skinny, dark, uncomfortable, with glittering beady eyes, all set to tap out messages on square black flattened tiles. Movement, trembling sign of life, rushing down a strand. Lowering, typing, sending it back, a winky and a laugh. Then back to waiting, hovering, awash in cold white light. Beady, dark eyes glittering, digits itching to reply. That's a good piece.
Yes, it is.
I like. There's a lot going on in this one, and that's one of the reasons why I picked it. It's really fun to kind of look at and analyze. The title is Net by E.E Kellogg, and it starts off as a spider on a silver web of cables, tangled cords, swaying in that cold white light and stretching, waiting, poised. So you get this idea of, obviously, a bug, an insect. There's a spider waiting there. But then it kind of changes into, wait a minute, all set to tap out messages on a square black flattened tile. What? What is it talking about? And then you start to realize, oh, wait, it's us.
Little bit, it's that person sitting in their room from the computer, or that rat's nest of cords.
Yep. Just looking there, movement, trembling sign of life. There's something there. There's this connection there, and also this idea that maybe technology could be trapping you in some ways, keeping you locked in as this like spider on a silver web Are you the one that's like trapping people, or are you being trapped by it? Pretty much. Yeah, it's a pretty interesting thing. There was one part in here that I like a lot. Let me find this again. Nope, I don't see it. Then back to waiting, hovering, awash in cold white light, beady dark eyes glitter, and digits itching to reply. I see this is this person in the pitch black typing on the screen, and that image comes to mind of this person who's been in like a basement for years and just has never left and is just completely plugged into the internet, and that always cracks me up when I read this piece.
Well, this will date me, but to me this sounds like a old like MSN Messenger or AOL chat room back when you literally had to wait there and see if your friend got on, and you could only talk actively while you were both sitting at the computer.
Yep. Oh man, that does date you, because it also dates me, because I remember that. I remember doing it with my friends. Yeah, this piece is so good. Spider on a Silver Web, net. And the title, I remember talking with her a long time ago. She was kind of conflicted over it because she wasn't sure if she wanted to title it web or net. And I think she went with net on purpose because net is more trapping as opposed to web. I mean, web has the connotation there too, but net does as well. And it kind of leaves it open to, is this a spider's web? No, it's a net. There's some sort of trap here. Yeah. That's a good piece. I don't know what else to say about that one. Thank you, A.E Kellogg. That's net. I don't remember the first time she submitted this, but I believe it was more towards the beginning of the year, closer to like February. So it's been a while since we've seen this one. And this next one is by my other good friend, Hannah. She's submitted before, and she's been on here a number of times, I would say, for 4 or 5. And I'm hoping she keeps submitting. I'll have to bug her for some more of those. And she has kind of a theme of keeping her pieces untitled for the most part. So this one is one of her untitled pieces. Every detail is etched into my mind. I must be going crazy. The last of my sanity has been shredded, left blowing in the wind like an unwanted plastic bag. I see you everywhere, unsure if you're real or my mind losing its grip on reality. Yet each glimpse takes me back, reliving every second of that sleepless night. Unspoken details ricochet through my mind. I said I was fine. Maybe it was just easier that way. Every time I see you, the veil crumbles away a bit more. Suddenly, I can barely breathe, trapped by nothing but a memory. Ah, that piece is heavy.
Yeah.
Every detail etched in my mind. Immediately we get this really crystal vision of some sort of memory locked into her. I must be going crazy. It keeps repeating over and over. The last of my sanity has been shredded. So that's the first part that we see this as not being a pleasant experience. Whatever has happened is not good.
Yeah, this is a really really heavy piece about some kind of tragic incident that this person is having a really hard time getting over. And like she said, at the time, I thought I was fine.
Yeah.
I said I was fine, and then they realize, no, that this is almost like PTSD. You think you're good, and then there's something. So you see someone, you hear something, and
reliving every second of that sleepless night. Yeah, there's this constant, just cyclical nature. I see you everywhere. It could be a love lost or a love hurt somehow. Unsure if you're real or my mind losing its grip. There's this horrible thing that happens when people are in a state of PTSD where reality no longer is stable for them because they can get instantly transported back to some other event that's happening. We see that with lots of veterans. That's actually a really, really common thing. But people don't always think about it translating into other forms of trauma. And that doesn't necessarily have to be war. War is a really great way to really, lock that in. But, I mean, love, pain, losing a loved one. All those things can give you that a mild form of this, and this is clearly what this is speaking about. I said I was fine. Maybe it was just easier that way. How can I get this? How can I understand this event myself and then make it okay in my own mind? Well, I just say I'm okay.
Yeah, that's also that sort of thing. Make it okay in my own mind. Remember it clearly, because the human brain does really weird things with memory, and it's always hard to tell, especially a little while later, if you're remembering everything the way it happened,
Yeah.
or if you've changed something, or
Yeah. And it's writing is so neat because when I read this piece, I feel like the author has somehow condensed a really potent emotion here. It feels like a slice of whatever they're trying to get across, either their state of mind at that time, which sometimes is the case, but sometimes it's not the case too. It depends on what they're trying to do, and we don't know without her being here to really kind of tell us one way or the other if it was done from her own mind or if she was writing as an exposition or something. No, this feels like a drop of just pain. I don't know how else to put it. It's so rich with kind of agony with everything here, which I mean is obviously terrible, but is such a beautiful writing style. That speaks volumes of the person who wrote it. This is a very rough thing to do, to be able to take this and make the reader feel that this is painful. This hurts. Every time I see you, the veil crumbles away a bit more. Suddenly I can barely breathe, trapped by nothing but a memory. That last line is so final.
Yeah.
What a great piece, Hannah. Anything else you want to say on this one?
No, I'm really looking forward to the next one, because it's my kind of fiction,
Okay.
my kind of writing.
Well, this is also by Hannah, so we'll just keep her pieces rolling tonight. I appreciate this, Hannah. Keep them coming.
Well, she has been one of our biggest contributors lately.
She has been, yeah. So we'll have to get her a gift card or something. Or have her on the show. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge, wink, wink, Hannah.
Oh, she's come on plenty of times.
We can always have her back again. Okay, we'll get into her next piece. This is another Untitled piece, sticking with her theme of Untitled pieces. So we'll get into it. Don't be afraid. You have a path awaiting your footsteps. Don't look back. This road is for your feet only. Don't wait for me. My path ends here. May we meet again when you reach the end of yours. Don't waste your tears. I'm not worthy of them. I have dug my own bed. Don't worry. I have accepted my fate. Why can't you? Don't go. I watch you walk away, leaving only a flower, placed delicately in front of polished stone. Don't forget me. Ooh, that's a chilling one too. Go ahead, Brennan. I see you smiling there.
I am this person that if you bring me horror or morally gray stories or just dark gothic pieces, I fall in love with them. So I really love this piece because it's got a little bit of all of those in there.
It does.
It's we've talked about this one before, and it is genuinely one of my favorite pieces that we've aired since I've been here. Because to me, it's this kind of person from the grave trying to console someone they've left behind, saying, I'm done.
Yep.
Don't forget me, but don't be held in place by me. Keep walking forward, because your path isn't over yet. You still have a long ways to walk. And when yours is over, I hope we meet again. But you need to keep moving. Yeah. I'm here. I've made my bed. I'm sleeping in it. I'm fine.
Yeah. There's one part there too, because even despite all that, there's still a little bit of selfishness wrapped up in this from the person who's obviously dead. Because there's, don't be afraid. Don't waste your tears. Don't worry, but don't go. Don't leave me. Wait. Don't forget me. And it changes too. There's that kind of after don't go, which is kind of a relapse. It says, well, don't forget me at least. Leave, move on, go with your life, but just don't forget me. So there's this selfish bit at the start, and then it pulls away and says, well, actually, just don't forget me. Keep going though. I love that kind of twist there. There's a little bit of internal struggle within the character.
Yeah, there is that kind of bittersweet sense of, I know that you have to go,
Yeah.
but please don't.
Yep.
At the same time, and that big thing at the end, don't forget me. Don't forget I existed. Don't forget I was here.
Yep. Don't forget my lessons. Don't forget what I left, what we had, anything really. It's so open ended at that last part.
Yeah, I really love this piece.
Yeah, it reminds me of that song. I think I mentioned this when we first read it. Danny Boy. Have you heard that?
Only the first couple lyrics.
Oh,
No.
Danny Boy, the pipes are calling
Yeah.
from glen to glen and down the mountainside. But there's later in the song, they talk about kneel and say an Ave there for me. Basically, come to my grave and I'll be warmer still for being on top of it. So when I read this, I immediately get that kind of background of Danny Boy. I figured if I played that in the background, it would be just a little bit too redundant. So I didn't. But
That and it would probably be a little too upbeat.
Yeah.
Just the key it's written in is
True.
is a little happy.
yeah, well, it depends on where you get it from, I suppose. But yeah, I can see your point. My path ends here, and we will meet again when you reach the end of yours. How crystal clear is that? You cannot beat around the bush anymore for being a poem about death. Unless Hannah comes in here and says, Kevin, this is absolutely wrong. You guys have totally missed the point again, which has happened before. Not necessarily from Hannah, but other people. As Brandon laughs because we know this is something that happens. This is why we encourage people to come onto the show, because we can take our best stab at it. And I think there is something to be said for the impression we get that when we read from them. We actually don't do much, I guess, planning.
No, we get the pieces. We kind of skim through them to make sure they're radio appropriate. Because if you do submit, we can't have swearing. We can't have any FCC banned language. We'll be more than happy to work with you to see how you'd like to censor your piece if it does include that kind of language. But we can't. It's not that we don't want to air it. It's that we can't air it. We'll get.
Yeah.
The radio station will get in trouble if we air that kind of language.
And I would like to keep this show. It's been really fun, so I don't want to lose that.
So, we kind of skim through it. We get a general idea so that we can pick out music to go in the background, but we don't give it a good, thorough read until we're on air.
Yeah. This piece, too, coming back to what she was writing, feels, there's that finality of death, obviously, but it feels very positive. There's something very encouraging about all this. You have a path awaiting your footsteps. Mine is ended. It's fine. This is just the natural turn of events, but you can keep going. The road is for your feet only. And so even despite there being a death of someone, obviously, placed delicately in front of polished stone, what else could that be besides a gravestone? Yeah. Actually, what else could that be? I guess gravestone is kind of the only thing that would be that alludes to, I suppose. But I'm not worthy of them. I've dug my own bed. Well, I put myself here, which is an interesting thing too, because that leaves a lot to the imagination. I'm not worthy of them, so don't waste your tears. I've dug my own bed. Well, was this something that they killed themselves? What is that? And so you get this kind of question of this mysterious death, obviously.
I think that phrase is more referring to, I lived my life, I made my choices, and whether or not, my choices led to this or not, I'm here.
There's nothing else to move on.
Yeah, I made my choices, my bed's been made. I'm here.
I've accepted my fate. Why can't you? Go on. Keep going. But then immediately, why can't you? Don't go. I love that little twist right there. To me, there's when pieces have uniform kind of thought process throughout all of them, it's really nice because you can see the train, you know how it gets to the conclusion. This one has kind of a little sliver in there that it's not uniform, and it's just that one line, don't go.
Yeah, it's that little bit of a stumble. It's that
human part.
It's that human part that we all struggle with. There's that old saying, if you love it, let it go.
Yeah.
But we all know that we all want to hold on as tightly as we can.
Yeah. It's scary. Death is scary, and if you're speaking from beyond the grave, that's got to be worrisome, I'd imagine. But I love the reconciliation. To me, those last two parts, the don't go and don't forget me, are the most human part of all this, because we want our kin, our family, our friends, our loved ones to all move on and keep going, especially after we die. But that human part is the part that wants to hold on. But then it reconciles and says, no, I need to step back and say, I can't have them, I can't root them here. I can't just say don't go. So I watch you walk away, so at least don't forget me.
Yeah.
It's such a beautiful ending to this entire piece. It's so good. Man, thanks, Anna.
Oh, yes.
I don't know what else to say. This poem is so good. All of these pieces, all of these poems that we've had tonight so far. Net, the first one by Hannah, every detail is etched in my mind. It must be going crazy in this piece. Freaking fantastic.
Yes.
I have to be careful with what words I use there, because I could definitely use some explicatives to describe these in the most potent form. But see, we would have a problem with that.
Yeah. So don't.
Freaking fantastic is all you're going to get. So I guess we have one more piece tonight, and this is again by Hannah. Another Untitled one. Let me look over this. This is another really good one too. So here we go. Your lips are like a sugar rush. Your touch makes me high. But eventually, I come crashing back to reality. Back to the solitary confinement of my mind. You give me glimpses outside my cell. With a sense of dread, I watch the cracks creep up the walls. Cracks that you have unknowingly created. With every exhilarating touch, I wonder, if you break down my walls, will you still be there to catch me when I fall? Oh, man. This piece gives me chills. I don't know how else to say that.
Yeah, I remember when we first aired this piece. This is a really kind of complex piece about opening yourself up and that weird... Because we've all got walls we put up. We don't let everyone, as close as everyone else. And there's that weird kind of duality of you try and keep people out, but there are some people that you just can't keep out just because their personality, the way they act around you, you'll let them in.
Yeah.
Those cracks form.
I would say this one's probably about a crush or a loved one. Your lips are like a sugar rush. Your touch makes me high. Obviously, I would imagine a romantic interest would probably be the best here, because you wouldn't describe your family member by saying your lips are like a sugar rush.
Yeah.
So that crosses some lines. Maybe you would. If you do, more power to you. But if not, that's what I would stay away from. Your touch makes me high, but eventually I come crashing back to reality. There's this idea where people will say that love takes you to different states of mind, right?
Yes.
These amazing high places that are just make life worth living and this wonderful thing, but then sometimes it comes crashing back to reality. You either break up with them or you have to pull away from them. They aren't there 24/7, and that initial phase of, wow, this is just such a great thing comes back. And that's when you question what this poem is questioning. Man, when you go away, am I going to be okay?
Yeah. Well, I think it's more of a question of when my walls come down, are you still going to be there? Because it's more, will you be there to catch me when I fall?
Yeah, same difference, I think, honestly, because there's like, when you go away, will you be there? And this one is, yeah, when you break my walls down, though, are you ready to like see me as a person? Because like there's still more to me. This isn't like the initial thing, like we're both happy, this is happening, but you're kind of making this hard for me in some ways, which is what love does. I mean, I don't want to be like the cliche, but true love kind of does that. It does get to the heart of you as a person. And so when you're in love and stuff like that, it's really terrifying. I mean, I would say it's one of the best examples of faith there is, in my opinion, because that's what you're doing. You're putting faith in what you and the other person have, and in them, and in yourself. I mean, there's faith all the way around. It's just phenomenal.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But thank you, Hannah, for that piece. That's just wonderful.
Thank you, Hannah. Thank you, Miss Kellogg.
Yes.
Thank you to everyone that submits.
Yeah.
And please submit more.
Please. Usually at the end, we kind of look at our pieces again, and I just wanted to say, like, Net was such a fantastic piece. The piece is by Hannah, Untitled, so it's kind of hard for me to refer to these, but she had 3 pieces tonight.
Yeah.
Free and amazing pieces, fantastic pieces.
Yes, absolutely.
So, we'd like to have you guys on here. Maybe A.E Kellogg at some point. We'll have to get you on. That's doable. Have her call in or something like that.
Yeah, we could have her call in or set something up. Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be a blast. Well, trying to think if there's anything else I want to say for the show. Welcome to the new year, guys, and I've got some new things kind of planned for the pipes for this show, coming through the pipes, I should say. Obviously, more good storytelling, more good poetry, and short stories, and all sorts of stuff, and maybe even a couple series in the works. So we'll have to see how that goes. And please do submit at write.onair@gmail.com.
That is WRITE.onair@gmail.com. And if anyone misses the show, you can either check out kzfr.org, where it should be archived.
Yes.
Or you should also be able to find the upload on the YouTube channel, Writing on Air.
Yep.
Within a few days, usually it's uploaded there.
Yeah. I'm sluggish, and sometimes I don't get to it immediately. But yeah, I put it up there within a couple days, get it in, get it going, and yeah. So again, thank you, everyone. This was great pieces tonight. I appreciate everything, and I hope everyone has a safe and happy New Year. And yeah, thanks, guys.
Happy New Year, everybody.